There was a single step, one quiet step, that made the whole world hold its breath. A slow movement, graceful, yet powerful. And from that moment on, the world of fashion would never be the same again. It wasn't because of a luxurious gown or dazzling spotlights, but because of one man who, with calm confidence, managed to shake the global fashion scene. That man was Wang Yibo. Hello, drama lovers. Welcome back to K-pop World. Tonight, we're diving into a story that doesn't just captivate the eyes, but touches something deep inside the heart. A story about elegance, courage, and the quiet power of genuine support that transcends fame and spotlight. So let's begin with one unforgettable night that changed everything. Paris, the city of lights, the city where every step can become a legend. And it was here, in the grandeur of the Jimmy Choo Global Showcase 2025, where the world's most iconic names gathered under one roof. Kendall Jenner, Bella Hadid, and Europe's top models graced the stage one after another. But somehow, the air felt different that night, as if everyone was waiting for something, or perhaps someone. And when his name was called, a strange, anticipatory silence filled the entire hall. Wang Yibo took his first step forward. His stride was light, yet every motion carried a magnetic grace that couldn't be ignored. He didn't flash a wide smile. He didn't wave to the cameras. But in that silence, he spoke louder than anyone else in the room. That night, he wore Jimmy Choo's latest Elliott loafer, a limited edition piece. Only 25 pairs exist in the entire world. Made of fine Italian calf leather, with a silver accent glimmering along its edge. It was a masterpiece of craftsmanship. Yet somehow, it wasn't the shoe that drew the world's attention. It was the way Wang Yibo wore it. He didn't just wear fashion. He breathed life into it. Every step, every gaze seemed to tell a story no words could capture. The spotlight caught his face, those sharp eyes, calm yet piercing, and at that moment, fashion editors from Vogue, GQ, and Harper's Bazaar began scribbling furiously in their notebooks. Minutes later, the fashion world was flooded with one sentence. Wang Yibo doesn't wear fashion. He becomes fashion. That line went viral instantly. The hashtag Wang Yibo Jimmy Choo reached over 500 million views within 24 hours. And the public agreed. That night wasn't about the clothes or even the brand. It was about presence. On the same runway, Kendall Jenner appeared in an exquisite couture piece by Maison Margiela. Flawless, as always. But when Yibo walked, time itself seemed to freeze. The cameras followed his every move, lights clung to his silhouette, and the crowd fell silent, hypnotized. A fashion editor later wrote, "Kendall looked stunning, but Wang Yibo owned the night." That word, owned, echoed through the internet. Because yes, that night, Yibo truly owned the stage. Not with noise, not with drama, but with stillness that commanded attention. Yet, behind that breathtaking runway, there was a smaller story, one that melted hearts worldwide. As Yibo stepped off the stage, weaving through a crowd of designers and photographers, he looked toward the front row, and there, standing quietly among the VIPs, was Xiao Zhan. Yes, his old friend, his brother in spirit, the man who once shared the same spotlight with him years ago, now standing in silent pride. No press, no announcements. He came quietly, just to be there. A single photo from that moment went viral. Xiao Zhan, dressed in a simple black suit, watching Yibo with a smile so warm it could outshine any spotlight. His eyes said everything. "You made it." Fans flooded Weibo with emotional comments. That's not just friendship, that's family. They didn't need to speak. One look was enough. Brotherhood like this is rarer than diamonds. Within hours, Xiao Zhan for Yibo and Wang Yibo Jimmy Choo trended side by side. Proof that the world wasn't just seeing fashion, it was witnessing connection. International media couldn't ignore it either. GQ UK ran a headline that read, "Wang Yibo steps into global fashion royalty, the new face of luxury." While Elle Korea wrote, "The moment that changed Asian fashion representation forever." Jimmy Choo themselves updated their official campaign images, placing Yibo's portrait alongside Kendall Jenner and Timothée Chalamet, a symbolic gesture that quietly declared, Asia is no longer following fashion. Asia is fashion. But behind the glamour, there's another side to Yibo that few ever see. He's quiet, observant, and a perfectionist to the core. Every pose, every movement, calculated yet natural. One stylist who worked with him revealed, he pays attention to the smallest details, the direction of the light, the angle of the camera, even how the shoe reflects each step. He wants every second to feel alive. That's who Wang Yibo is. Not just an idol, not just a model, but an artist who tells stories through silence. Maybe that's why the world fell in love with him. Because in an industry full of noise and chaos, here was someone who could make silence beautiful. Fans started calling him the silent icon, an icon who didn't need words to conquer the world. On Weibo, the comments poured in endlessly. I used to know him as an idol. Now he's a global fashion icon. Kendall, Bella, Gigi, they're amazing, but Yibo has something else, a natural aura that can't be taught. That shoe was expensive, but when Yibo wore it, it became priceless. Every sentence felt like a love letter to a man who never asked for the spotlight. Because to Yibo, fashion isn't about showing off. It's about meaning. As applause thundered through the hall, Yibo bowed gently, humble as always. At that moment, the camera captured Xiao Zhan's face once again, his eyes shimmering with quiet pride. Two gazes met across the crowd. No words, no embrace, just a small, knowing smile. A smile that seemed to whisper, look how far you've come. After the show, reporters asked Yibo what that night meant to him. He paused, looked at the now empty runway, and said softly, I just walked. But maybe that small step means something to someone out there. A simple answer, but the world fell silent again, because that step did mean something. That night, Wang Yibo didn't just walk a runway. He walked into history. He carried Asia's name with pride. He redefined elegance. And he proved that sometimes quiet confidence speaks louder than applause. At the back of the hall, Xiao Zhan stood up slowly. He walked toward Yibo, placed a hand on his shoulder, and the two left together without fanfare. But to fans, that moment was worth more than gold. Two stars, two souls walking side by side, one conquering film and drama, the other conquering the global fashion stage, yet both shining under the same light. And perhaps that's what made the night truly magical. It wasn't about who wore the most expensive outfit. It wasn't about who got the loudest cheers. It was about something far purer: friendship, sincerity, and pride shared in silence. Now, the world no longer sees Wang Yibo as just a K-pop idol or an actor or a racer. He is a global icon, a man who walks among legends, yet remains grounded in his own authenticity. Wang Yibo, a name now written beside fashion royalty, not because he tried to be someone else, but because he dared to simply be himself. And somewhere, behind every spotlight and applause, there's still that one quiet smile from Xiao Zhan, the kind of smile that says without words, I always knew you would get there. Because sometimes the most powerful steps are not the fastest ones. They're the ones taken with sincerity. And on that glittering night in Paris, Wang Yibo proved one timeless truth: that silence can conquer the world. Do you think Wang Yibo truly deserves the title, the new face of global fashion? Or do you believe this is just the beginning of something even greater? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more heartfelt stories from the glamorous world of K-pop and fashion, only on K-Pop World. Sparkles, thank you for watching. Until next time, Dizzy.